Okay guys, here we are, beautiful Denver afternoon. Thought we'd take a quick walk here by the river. This is the South Platte River in Denver. And we've got an exciting video today. This is one that I promised you 2 weeks ago. We recently released 2 videos. One that was called, what's the difference or what's good credit difference between FICO credit scoring and the Vantage 3.0 model. Make sure you check that one out for specifics on the different algorithms. Really important to understand it. The second video was, what is perfect credit, right? We talked about the 850 FICO score as that dream score. So today what I thought I'd do is invite you guys to take a glimpse into my own personal credit situation. We did this once before, so this will just kind of be an update video for that. And what I'll do is kind of walk you through some of the apps that I use to take a look at credit. Now, in general, what I'll do is I'll create a finance-related app-based folder. This is an iPhone, iOS. We've got obviously my different finance apps. These are for the most commonly used debt weapons that we have access to and monitor. The first app, top left corner, is the Credit Karma app. Now, I've talked about this many times that Credit Karma is the app that you want to be using to monitor your scores. A lot of people use other types of services, including Fair Isaacs, but you spend money on them. And I always recommend preserving your income as much as possible and minimizing your expenses when it's unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary to monitor your credit through anyone else other than Credit Karma. Credit Karma will give you all of the services that you need. So Credit Karma is going to be the first one that we look at. And I check this in most cases multiple times a day, which is obviously watching the pot boil. I think that's overboard. In addition, the Credit Karma scores are not going to be the same scores that most banks use to determine whether or not you're a good borrower, whether or not you're a qualified borrower. Most of the time, they're going to be looking at the FICO credit scoring algorithm. So FICO is certainly a score that's valuable, but it's also a free score provided by many of your credit card or bank lenders. So looking at the Credit Karma app here, we can see that, in fact, both my TransUnion and Equifax scores are currently the exact same, which is unusual. That's an 828, certainly not bad, 22 points off of perfect. I guess I can be upset about that, but that's not too bad. Now, we can look at 4 other things to pay attention to. We can swipe to learn. Credit card use is at 0. Part of the reason that I maintain a great credit score is because I keep my credit cards paid off to 0 every month. Now, in order to get my credit cards to report 0, even though we're using them consistently throughout the month, we pay well before the statement closing deadline. So one of the things that I've taught before is paying multiple times throughout the month and paying well before and certainly just before the statement closing deadline in order to ensure a low balance on those credit cards. So got a low balance, which is contributing positively. You can see our real estate debt currently is just under $200,000. Could have a perfect credit score, so it's giving me some steps for that. I love Credit Karma's overall user portal. I think this is a tremendously user-friendly outlet. This is a great platform, certainly the one that I would use more than any other. Going back to my folder here, we've got also our Wells Fargo account, which will also show a FICO credit score. They recently changed the FICO model that they're using. So you can see here that the FICO credit score that's being provided through Wells Fargo is now an 832 as of the 4th of July. So about 4 points different between the Vantage score and the FICO score that's being reported. Not going to complain about that. I believe Barclays also provides a score. Let's take a quick look. So according to Barclays Fair Isaac FICO credit score, we're looking at an 818. Let's see if we can identify which model of which bureau they're looking at here. So this looks like it's TransUnion's data at an 818, so it's considerably less, right? 10 points different from the Vantage credit score, and a total of 14 points different from our FICO reported by Wells. Looks like our Discover card is reporting an 820 FICO credit score with a 2-point adjustment. That's as of May 17th, 2018. Interestingly enough, you can tell the difference between the FICO models in that this too is based on TransUnion's data. Now, this is a 2-point increase which coincidentally is up 2 points from the FICO model presented by Barclays, but Barclays is a more recent credit score being presented. Okay, so obviously we're seeing fairly comparable scores, but you can see based on the reporting dates and the actual algorithms being used that there can be discrepancies between your credit scores, which is why it helps to have so many different sources prior to applying for new debt. Your credit really doesn't matter as much in terms of visibility if you're not planning to apply for something, right? However, if you are looking to apply for new credit, new debt weapons, a new home, then of course it's going to make sense to be inside your credit just beforehand in order to ensure that you have the scores that you need to get the best borrowing. Let's take a look at my Bank of America account. So like Discover Card, Bank of America shows up with an 820 credit score also through TransUnion. So we're starting to see some consistency there, which is great. I imagine the primary difference between the 2 points that we saw at the 818 Barclays and the Discover at 820 really was the timing of when that was reported. So guys, the long story short here is we're working with tremendous credit. Obviously having over an 800 credit score feels good, but a 760 and above is really the target that you need to be shooting for. With that credit score, you have access to amazing opportunities. Opportunities that you would never have if you weren't prioritizing your credit. What I want you to take away from this video is that the very first step to having great credit is awareness. You've got to be following your credit regularly. And the easiest way to do that is to simply set up a Credit Karma account. It'll only take you a few minutes. Download their application and be in there regularly, even as often as every single day. Now, I don't think you have to watch the pot boil quite as badly as I do. Watching it 2 or 3 times a day is totally unnecessary, but being in there regularly, at least once a week, even better being in there once a day, and just track any changes that might be taking place. Credit Karma will update your credit scores 1 time per week, which is very helpful as well, compared to some of the FICO reporting options that you have that only update once every month or every couple of months. So guys, I hope this video has helped you. We'll continue to see changes in our progress and changes in our various adventures, and I want to make sure I continue to share those with you. I'd love to hear from you as well. Go ahead and drop a comment below. What are the biggest spreads that you're seeing between bureaus or between actual credit scoring algorithms? Very curious to know what the largest spread you're experiencing is. It looks like mine is somewhere in the realm of 14 points. Guys, we'll see you on the next video. Until then, make it a great day today and take care. All right, guys, who's ready for this week's gift card winner? It could be you. This week is Jessica Landon. Jessica, congratulations. She says, VIP is my new favorite channel. Well, thank you so much. You're my new favorite subscriber. I appreciate you. She says, I love how you go into the math and the personality execution type of stuff as well. She can't take her eyes away. Well, that's fabulous. Hopefully by the time we have our complimentary coaching session, you won't be so sick of my voice that you don't want it anymore. So we're looking forward to speaking with you and continuing to play a role in your success. Jessica, you enjoy that $25 and get yourself something nice. We'll see you on the next video.